Hi, poster people. Welcome back to the Psychedelic Art Exchange YouTube channel. We are really excited to present to you our Mid Atlantic poster auction, which is really special to us as a company that's based out of Baltimore, Maryland. Concert ephemera from this region is slightly less common than the usual fare you see from us, which tends to come from San Francisco, the West Coast, sometimes the Midwest and the southern United States. But we've amassed this collection of really cool and interesting posters that are quite uncommon from the Mid-Atlantic region, and we're going to spend some time talking about them today.
As Katie mentioned, we're focusing on posters from the region that I grew up in and that we reside in and have a lot of experience with these venues and with the performers that we're about to show you. But really, the idea for this auction came to mind because for years I've been personally trying to acquire some very obscure posters from a venue that's right down the street from where I grew up, 5 miles. It was
Mm-hmm.
called Painters Mill Music Fair. It was a small theater in the round where the stage would revolve, and it had a lot of Broadway stuff that was on tour. I think the first thing I saw there might have been Hair, unless my mom took me to some other theater thing, and that was eye opening. Yeah, that was something. But anyhow, there was a small promotion group of young freaks in the area called Tree Frog Promotion that started rock shows at Painters Mill. These posters don't exist in any real kind of quantity. The only reason I've been able to acquire them is because I'm in the area and they come to me and I search them out, yard sales, garage sales, whatnot. But anyhow, it's time to allow the public a chance at these posters. And
Mm.
the first one we're looking at is Leon Russell, but you'll note that the opener is Elton John. So, I mean, the designs are all very different and curious and whatnot. They come in all kinds of different sizes and paper types and whatnot. This again was
Mm-hmm.
homespun. These guys were, doing it on the fly. There's lots of great tales from
Yeah.
old cats that were part of this group in the day that are fitting for the era. Let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
And here I have this one here that's a little bit unwieldy, so I'm gonna just try to. But it's one of my favorites. It's the Procol Harum poster, and you can see this one's on thin paper, where many of them are on cardboard, but the
Mm-hmm.
design's really good and strong, and they again don't exist in any real kind of quantity.
Yeah.
So that's
Love
Painters Mill
them.
Music Fair, which in the 70s and 80s I saw dozens of acts there. Jerry and the Almonds, and I think Bobby and the Midnights. XTC, which never toured. That was probably
Sure.
the and beyond. I could go on, but I don't want to waste time on that now. But anyhow, moving on from there, this is probably you know you know the most exciting poster from the piece from the
Mm-hmm.
sale. We have the
It's
band
very
in
cool.
1970. This was one of their first tours, and they were the band. The music that really hit me in my developing years were the Grateful Dead, the Allman Brothers, the band, and Little Feat, and they were all popular amongst my freak friends and whatnot. And that
Mm-hmm.
was where so there's this
And they're
band
all gonna
poster.
be in
Yeah,
this video if you keep watching.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Just keep watching. But the
Although
band.
you
I
would
mean,
have been a little young for this show,
yeah. This
probably,
this
but
this was not me. But I missed some of the good stuff just by a little bit, and the band's one of
mm,
them. I did get to see them when they came back with the Kate brothers and played, with the Dead in the '80s. It was still fun. I mean, Levon was great. I saw Richard Manuel, but Robbie had left the scene by then. But this, try to find good posters for the band during the day, especially here. You're not
yeah,
going to find too many of them. And this is a great design. It's cardboard. It's
wonderful
DAR.
image.
It's got a little, tape pull on the outside. But other than that, and a bunch of tape and tape marks on the back. But
Who cares about the back?
it's
It's fine.
cardboard, and I mean, again, find another one. But come on,
Yeah.
the band, the band,
The
the band,
band. There's the band right there.
the band. And then, all right, so this one really, this is Georgetown University in DC,
Oh yeah.
and Butterfield, Bonnie Raitt, and Little Feat.
Yeah.
Little Feat and Bonnie Raitt had, an association back and forth. I mean, Little Feat in their prime were one of the best rock, funk. Oh God, Lowell George, one of the greatest slide guitar players, a voice like butter. Little Feat. The Waiting for Columbus album I wore the grooves out on. So this is, if you get
Was
it.
this around that time too?
I mean, this was before they recorded "Waiting for Columbus" by "Waiting for Columbus" by a couple years. No, this is early. They're third
Really?
on the bill, and
Yeah.
Bonnie's just getting her game going. Butterfield, Paul Butterfield.
This band of his only existed for like a few years too. I don't think that they toured much because this was after the initial blues band. It's
After
Paul
Butterfield Blues,
Butterfield's Better Days.
yeah, I mean, he had sort of a tragic ending, like a lot of our heroes. But again, this is not a common poster. These are, these are real gems. And so again, moving along through my personal playbook that kind of lines up with these posters, the Allman Brothers Band in '73 at the Capitol Center. Again, Capitol Center, I saw, probably more shows than any other place in this area. So they were, I mean, the Dead always hit it when they came through, and that's where you had to go for the big shows. So, and there again, not many posters from Cap Center. They were relying on newspaper and radio. This is not something that comes up that often.
Yeah. And that's just such a classic image. I mean, a lot of the Allman Brothers posters we still have great just band shots on them. And that one looks awesome.
And if you look real close, you can see that this is pre-Photoshop days. You can see sort of the cutout lines. It's, this was paste up work when people did it. Anyhow, the other, famous great venue is the Baltimore Civic Center, which everybody played at, from the Beatles to Hendrix to, the Dead. Everyone that came through Baltimore at, reasonable sized venue played here. And this is a great poster for Johnny.
I love that. Yeah.
Really well illustrated. Who knows who the artist is, but this is, for $4.50, you could have seen Johnny Winter at the Civic Center in '74.
Pretty cool. Love that.
And then in 1977, we have this flyer from the Dead. A lot of my friends, this was their first show. I didn't see them until a year later at Cap Center in '78, but this was the '77 tour. This was, this was Barton Hall. This was when they were on fire, all the Betty boards, and just, one of the high points of the Grateful Dead. This is in gem shape, and if you're looking for something from that era, it's not the Barton Hall poster, but it's pretty sweet.
And, look at that. That's awesome.
All right, so we're going to end on one. And this one's a little hard to let go of, because this was a show I attended. This has been in my personal collection, but it's time for stuff to go, for someone else to enjoy it. But again, gig posters from the '80s are even more of an anomaly, and especially from Merriweather. I've only seen this for sale twice in the past 10 to 15 years, and this is one of the copies. So again, it's time for it to move on. If you're like an '80s era Dead head like I was,
if you were there, that's for you. I'm sure some of you were there.
It was the first time I saw that. I think they opened with Casey Jones, and everyone flipped out. I'd never seen that one, and they played a do, and it was. And then the next year they came back for the 20 years so far, and I think that was the year where it flooded insanely. There were freaks swimming in the parking lot. It was like waist high water. Anyhow, Good memories, good times. And
Good memories and good
yeah.
times and good posters.
Yeah. So if you're from this area and have been to any of these shows and collect this kind of material, this is your chance to pick from, you know, from some consigned items and some things from my once personal collection.
Yeah, that's a real sell. I mean, the provenance is
Yeah,
unmatched.
I back these up as authentic and with 100% buyback guarantee at any point.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited about this auction. It's a new thing for us that we're trying out, and it's going to close on Sunday, April 13th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. All your links are below me in the description, and we will be back talking about more posters very soon. Thank you.
Cheers, y'all.